Good morning guys, this video is a video about a day down in Bournemouth and the New Forest and some of Poole, and just off to see some friends, do a little bit of photography and have a nice catch up and everything. The weather was lovely. Just to let you know, this was shot a few weeks ago now and I didn't have the Sony microphones that I do now, so please bear in mind that the sound probably isn't as good as it should be. Also I was using the pivot head sunglasses camera that I do use. I know that it doesn't give a very steady footage, so apologies for that, but I've now got a different way of doing it, so in the future there shouldn't be any issues. So apologies if anybody feels a little bit sick from an emotion that occurs during the video. Other than that, hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the little notification bell, and there'll be another video coming soon as well, so hopefully you enjoy this one. The drive down, because I left early, was really quiet, so it was absolutely lovely. Sunday morning, hardly any traffic. Sun was coming up, so I stopped at Arundel Castle, as you'll see here. Just stopped quickly because you've got Arundel Castle there. It's a bit misty. Sun's just coming up, so I thought, stuff it. And you've got the cathedral there as well. So I'm just going to take a couple of shots of this and carry on moving all the way down to Bournemouth. So yeah, it's the roads have been absolutely quiet, so it's been lovely. And this area here is a real what do you call it, like pinch point, so it's like all the traffic slows right down, so it's one of those places that's actually really handy to get to early if you can. There you go. Apparently 100mm is quite nice. Yeah, the weather's looking quite tasty today. Hopefully we can. There's the cathedral, there it is. Bit of modern day and old, some street lights. Bring it back out and get both together. Not quite, but I'll do 2 shots. 3 shots. And this old tree here looks quite cool. A bit of mist in the background, and that's it. Let's head off. I just thought it was worthwhile stopping for a couple of minutes just to get that, because that's worth it in itself. That's a beautiful castle to visit. So anyway, that's get cracking, as they say. Morning guys, we've got some light now. Beautiful sunrise. Unfortunately it was behind me, and obviously I was doing about 70 miles an hour at the time. So just cruising now, heading towards a place called Kingfisher Barn. Actually where we're going is just further up the road, up the river a little bit there. Hopefully we're going to get some kingfishers this morning. It's a perfect morning for it. It's very still. Obviously for the water wise, I'd imagine it's going to be very still, so hopefully kingfishers like that sort of thing. So meeting Nick there, Clive there, and yeah, so got the A7R4 with me with the 100 to 400 G master, the 2x converter as well, but I've also got the RX10 Mark IV with me as well, so got a nice range. Also got the 35mm Saniac with me. I'm going to go to the New Forest as well and have a look around. Probably a place called Blackwater, which is basically got black silt on the bottom of the river. So the water literally just looks like it's clear, but it almost looks like oil slick. Very pretty place. It's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to carry on driving. I'm about 55 minutes away. So yeah, I shall see you guys there. The joys of average speed cameras. So 50 mile an hour for the last 5 miles. On a good note, my fuel economy is looking pretty good, 54 to the gallon, thereabouts. So that's bringing back all the fun I had earlier. Hopefully recoup a little bit of that. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to be late or a little bit later than I thought. But we shall see. Not sure how long this keeps going for. Cruise control on, just chilling in the left hand lane. be there when we're there.
Arrive at Northbourne roundabout. Arrived.
Morning. Too bad? Yeah. Well, you've not seen it, have you? Because I had a shitty little...
Well, all I see is your dashboard.
Yeah. I'm here.
Easy drive?
Apart from the bloody 50 mile an hour
Yeah.
boredom.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
yeah.
just go to sleep, won't it?
That's the point.
Fuck you now.
This
Go.
is drive.
Oh, yeah, most of me, you alright? Yeah. Alright. That's,
Yeah, we've got her a bloody 7:15.
I was like, you're fucking early.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realise how quick it was. It was literally up the road.
There's nothing on the road at all.
No, it's quite nice.
No, I don't know if it doesn't, it's not the
I
man.
know, but
Morning.
the place we know,
Yeah.
but you're going to get it.
Well, it's alright weather for it 'cause it's nice and calm. Fucking have a
But
piss.
the otter comes up.
Oh, right.
here.
It's the right time of day as well, they start having breakfast, don't they?
Right, so this is where it goes. See, what happened was, see here,
Yeah. Oh, this is where you're talking about the...
you'd have 20 people sat here.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the police come down not so long ago and they cordoned all this off
Oh, right.
because people were complaining.
Yeah.
Hence why they've got this up.
Yeah.
I use my art lens mostly in a 50mm art. I love that lens.
Yep. That's,
Yeah, what there was here, they've taken it down. I
Yeah.
think they took it down for social. There was a man-made prop
yeah.
on that post
Okay.
and he was sitting there and dives in there.
Yeah.
But he sometimes dives in here.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he dives in here and just picks up the fish.
Oh, right.
So
Crazy.
old car here, mate.
Yeah. That's right, we've got a swan to take a picture.
We got a swan there. But yeah, they sit here and this is
So, as you can see here, black Labrador in the river, which is they love water. Absolutely love it. Reminds me of our black lab we had years ago as a pet. Lovely dog. Absolutely great fun. Just wants the ball to be thrown in the river so he can go back in and out all day long. I ended up playing with him for a little bit as well, which was pretty fun. But yeah, a couple of shots like this, a bit of action, which was all good. Shot with the RX-10 Mark IV. So yeah, met another dog, collie of some sort, absolutely fascinated by us and wanting us to literally not leave it alone and throw balls for it, which when the owner's trying to go the other way, it was quite amusing. So yeah, good fun, and off we went to try and find the kingfishers. Yeah, it's down to the left somewhere. I saw it come in. Well, gone by now, but up on the other side.
that's where they fish up
There
there.
he is. Straight ahead. Literally just gone. He's literally gone left.
Yeah, he's going to that spot.
He's flying down now, yeah. So we tried and failed to, well, entice a kingfisher to land anywhere. Basically, we saw it 3 or 4 times blast down the river. Unfortunately, it's sort of nesting time, and obviously the birds are swapping roles. You know, one's on the nest and then probably swap, or the male is probably feeding the female or something like that. Well, I don't really know how it works, but anyway, unfortunately, we didn't get the kingfisher. The photo you saw at the beginning of the video is one of Nick's captured, which was a brilliant shot. And yeah, so a bit of a fail. As you can see here, the heron, what you saw, was basically looking for, obviously, for some fish and things like that, but he wasn't very active either. It was like almost like he was half asleep. He was watching a bit, but I was hoping he was going to wade out into the water where the rapids were a little bit, but nah, unfortunately not. Onto some photos that I managed to take. It was just generally small birds, really. Obviously a couple of the heron and a few other animals as well. But this was with the 100 or 400 G Master with the 2x converter on. So 800mm f11, ISO 400. We were just talking lenses actually, and this was the 100 or 400 stopped down with the 2x converter, stopped down to f84. And I actually did a half-second exposure there, with the water cascading out, which is quite cool. Another shot here, basically 800 f11. So really, really good lens for that setup for small birds. So stuff like this, where you can actually get a lot closer, and you'll see some other shots in a minute. I actually got even closer, which was kind of cool. Obviously a blackbird there, ruffling its feathers a little bit, chirping away on the tree there. All shot with the A7R4. And again, shot quite close there, which was quite cool. The birds would really obviously get fed quite a bit, so they were coming down to where we were by that little cascading bit of water. Quite a lot, obviously waiting for food. Swan here. That was shot with 100 or 400. Lovely morning, and you know, it was just a beautiful day. It's just a real shame that the kingfishers didn't want to play ball. So it's just the wrong time of the year, I think. As you can see here, swan just obviously enjoying the morning weather, floating around and getting a bit of food and stuff like that. So that was good. Yeah, not very. I wasn't very steady there, unfortunately. But yeah, here we go. You know, swan, duck, all looking for things, and there was a duckling actually in the reeds there, just at the back. You can see. Here's onto the RX10 Mark IV. So swan, shooting at f4, 600mm. At quite high shutter speed. Let's have a quick look. It was 1/3200th of a second shutter speed there. Beautiful light, and just the way the background washed out. The heron there, that was shot with the RX10 Mark IV. Obviously, it's an equivalent value of that, but obviously the sensor is smaller, so your depth is actually increased. So you know, it does help you out sometimes. So you can actually shoot f4 with much better shutter speeds due to more light getting in, but obviously you don't get the same effect as a full frame with a shallower depth of field. But here's Nick and Clive having a shot at the heron there. Right guys, we kind of failed on the kingfisher, which was a shame, but we're going to go somewhere else. Denny Wood or something it's called, New Forest. So hopefully there's plenty of wildlife there to have a shot, and we get some landscape shots and stuff as well. It's actually a really nice day. Other than that, it's all right. So Tesco's first, bit of breakfast, as it's 9:35, and get some snacks. So. Right guys, so we're now heading to near Lyndhurst, which is a New Forest, to that woodland I was talking about in the previous video. Just seen the most mad woman driver ever. Dashcam's caught it, so I might actually include it in here. But she almost took Nick out in front in the Mercedes. Those ponies, the old wild ponies. So that's cool. Old Land Rover uses a sign. Said to me to take a left here, but I don't know what Nick's. He obviously knows better than me. Yeah, so she went between on the dual carriageway. She went between Nick and another car because she was impatient. I was sat at 70, cruising along, and obviously impatient. Went up the inside of me. I was like, right, okay. And then yeah, it was sort of the situation we're in now. You know, Nick was in front of me, then another car in front of him, and then a car to his left. So, yeah, crazy moment. Absolutely crazy moment. It's not like we were doing like 40 and a 70 or something. We were actually doing roughly the speed limit. So, we weren't hanging about. So, I think we're not very far away at all. So, I think we take a left and then wherever. I stayed at Lyndhurst years ago. I've got a foal. Cross the road. They don't care about cars. They're literally, I'm crossing the road. You stop. That's the way it is. Donkeys, cows. They'll stand on the side of the road like so. But they'll also stand with their arse pretty much in the road, or actually in the road. Little ones there, look. Hi horses. So we've kind of failed today. So a bit of a failure, as in we went to where the kingfishers generally are, and yeah, we saw it twice, no, 3 times. But it was blasting around, and obviously they're nesting at this time of year and stuff like that. But it was worth a go. You just don't know. And then we just tried that woodland I was talking about, and basically they've now closed the car park, so it's a campsite. So you can't just park in there. They wouldn't let us park in there. Not the end of the world, and to be honest, we think the habitat's kind of been a little bit spoilt by the line of caravans that's literally backing onto the woods. So they've done it where we were going to be, which would have been good. It's probably spoilt now anyway, so that's a shame. So we're going to a different point now. I think a pond or a lake or something. I don't know, I'm just following the boys. No. How close is my nose? I hadn't heard it scratch yet. So.
Over there, mate. 10 minutes past 3. Well, when we come
Perfect fit. So after that close call on the parking, we walked down to this lake, and unfortunately I've lost some of the video footage because my phone did an update, and basically I ended up resetting it, and the mobile phone footage I'd actually recorded while I was walking around on there has been wiped off, which is a real shame, especially when there was a car driver who decided to drive straight off the edge of a bit in the car park and grounded his car out, which was quite funny, and I actually caught some of it on video. Anyway, some of the shots there, the slow motion bits were the RX10 Mark IV. This shot here was at 800mm with the A7R4. Really nice, the old ponies. That's all heat haze and everything in the background. It made quite an atmospheric shot, I thought, which was quite cool. Saw a buzzard flying, well actually 3 buzzards flying around, and this one landed straight in the tree. And typical, I had my camera in the bag because we were heading back to the car. Stupid move, and I managed to get it back out as he flew away, and that's the only shot I kind of got, apart from some more bum shots. Here's I think might be a cold tit, so this is where I might get the birds wrong, guys. I think it's a cold tit. That's looking straight down his throat, so that's at 1100. Sorry, f11 at 800mm with the A7R4, and that's the actual shot itself. Before I'd cropped in, so that's how sharp it is. Pretty good. Really quite impressed actually, and they were really kind of tame because these guys were fed quite a bit as well. So I actually got within, I don't know, a metre maybe. So another shot here, nice and sharp on the eye, and eye autofocus was working pretty well as well on most of the birds, so that was good. The yeah, A7R4 and that just worked really nicely. This is really another, you know, nice close shot, no cropping involved, well other than 16:9 obviously for the video. There's no cropping in heavily or anything like this. Is literally full res, you know, so But shooting f11 that close is actually quite handy because obviously it drops your depth a little bit, so you can actually get the things a little bit more in focus and actually looks right. So really lovely sharp shot there. That was nice. And then onto the RX10 Mark IV at 600mm. You can see the light difference. Obviously there is a little bit of a drop in light, obviously with the f11, obviously 800mm, and the fact that I probably had to shoot higher ISO. That was shot at ISO 100, so your colours and everything are really banging, vibrant, everything like that. And then obviously as you shoot higher ISO, your colours can change slightly. Another RX10 shot there, f4. Got lovely and close. This shot here, I autofocus working through the leaves and everything like that. He's actually moving a bit, he's moving around, wondering what to do, hence my shutter speed wasn't quite sharp enough on his head, but you can see his claws and everything are nice and sharp on the left hand side. So it was a bit of a bummer. As you zoom out, it actually looks pretty good. That was just an extreme crop really, so you know, he'd just come into land, so his head was still bobbing around, but that worked really, really nicely. So it was lovely to see Nick and Clive. They had to go, unfortunately. But so basically I went and found some donkeys on the side of the road, and I was just snapping a few pictures here or there, and basically just watching some kind of cool cars go past actually. So friend Neil lives not too far away. He was out for a drive anyway, so we met up here and I went back to his. I'm not feeding you, that's for sure. I don't have anything for you, sorry. Go. As you can see, the donkeys and horses just love causing chaos. Really quite funny. A lot of it is unfortunately due to humans stopping and feeding them, so obviously they just, like humans, as you can see, they're just waiting. Hopefully someone might give them something. But yeah, no, yeah, it was interesting to see. Like that one there, it's just stood in the road, doesn't care or anything, and people just have to drive around it. So that was interesting to watch. The fact that, you know, the donkeys and horses, and as you'll see the horse in the distance there will just walk off into the road in a minute and just stand there. It's all, yeah, unfortunately a lot of ponies get killed because people drive too fast around the forest area. Yes? I have nothing. What do you want? Yes? I haven't actually got any food. So if we walk over this way, you might actually follow me. I have nothing. I have nothing. 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 So, hello. A bit excited, some of them. It's hilarious. Literally, some woman just stopped there and she started feeding them apples and stuff. Oh. Some bloke, another bloke, fine, I know. They literally get obsessed now by people. Yeah. And you just had a massive go at her. I wasn't recording, unfortunately.
What, for feeding an apple?
You said the problem is they get sick.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But also, they start standing in the road and get in the way, so, yeah. You alright?
Yeah, all good.
So I arrived at Neil's place and left the car there, and we walked down to the river to have a good look around and have a bit of a catch up, really. So many pigeons around now. You think it's a big bird, you think, oh, it's only a pigeon. We saw buzzards today, it was quite cool. Saw one come down and take something, but we couldn't get near enough to do much. A shame. But
I thought it'd be really cool to, I mean, we haven't done it today, but the other option would have been to go and look at the cormorants.
Oh yeah?
They sit in really high trees.
Yeah.
And
they've got blue eyes, you know that?
Have they? I've never seen one up close.
Yeah, I've got some shots of them, I didn't realise.
You don't have to sit there for very long to watch them. There's loads of them there.
They just dive in?
Diving in, yeah.
Cool. So, dog decides to chase stick, always good fun. So, deserved a little bit of slow motion from the RX10 Mark IV. So, shot at 250 frames a second. just always looked quite cool, really. And he was well enthusiastic, even though it was a small stick. We couldn't find any big ones anywhere. So yeah, unfortunately we had to make do, but he still loved it. In and out all the time. In fact, you have to kind of like, come on, we're going now, otherwise you'll be there all day. But absolutely loving it. So did 3 sets of HFR. This one was probably the best one. Shame I didn't move a bit quicker, but it shows how fast he's accelerating. And he just watched the stick come over his head, so he's actually gone in already thinking the stick's in there. There it goes. And yeah, really quite cool to watch. So yeah, and then just shot some photos as well, plus turned into a bit of a tourist and just photographed some of the River Stour, and it's the Christchurch Riverlands is where we were, or Tuckton Gardens is where we were walking through. There's a few shots here. Quite a posh area by the looks of things, plenty of money. People enjoying themselves out canoeing or kayaking, whatever you want to call it. Really, really nice. All shot with the RX10. So I shot a few people as well, so zoomed in on what they were up to over by the hotel or bar or whatever it is over there. People sort of just living life, really. It was really nice to actually see people going back to a little bit more normality, which is pretty cool. Still a bit of sanitisation going on over there by the looks of things, with the guy on the left. Just people out for walks. It was actually a beautiful day, really, really nice. Swans pretty much everywhere, so there's quite a few of those. You know, here's the hound. He photographed really nicely, and he was really enthusiastic, obviously, about his sticks. Got some quite cool action shots, even the water where he's gone in and snapped a little bit, and went from being a nice looking dog to getting a little bit more vicious looking, even though he's just after the stick. It's just those milliseconds of capture, so that's, you know, teeth baring and everything like that, but he's just barking, wanting the stick. This was quite cool. Splashing water, eye autofocus working nicely on the RX10 there. Another shot there with the splashing water, and another one there. Missed focus very slightly. It's on his eye, but I think my shutter speed was just slightly too slow. This one here of him bounding back in after the last stick we threw before we walked on, and coming back out with it there. Really lovely light as well, and then the non-flattering shot of shaking, which is pretty cool. Bird there just in the reeds. A little bit of blossom there, just showing it's spring. And more of the harbour there with the actually a cathedral. So yeah, Christchurch Priory apparently, actually. So I took a few different shots there. You got just a bit close up, and a John Boy's boat. So yeah, really lovely day. Really nice to catch up with friends. Neil I haven't seen for ages, so it was really lovely to. We just wandered back, and this came down the road, which was quite funny. I think they call it a duck. I'm not really sure, but basically it's a car that can go in the water. It was pretty funky. Not sure I'd want to own one, but yeah, you know, people like it. You're gonna go bonkers. Yeah. What's he normally do then? Just shaky. You make a crap bullfighter.
Great.
Oh right. Yeah, please. Okay. Oh, stupid taking my bag really. I should have just taken the camera because now I've got a sweaty back. Old school. I might have to do this to my bike, you know, now. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Modified e-bike. This is going to be interesting. Oh shit. So basically you can buy kits online, eBay or whatever. They're about 500 to 800 quid, I think. Basically converting a normal bike into an electric bike. This one's de-restricted, so it can do quite a good range of speed, and it was actually really good fun. So we went for a bit of a bike ride along the river. It was really lovely actually, and just a nice end to the day. Yep. It's weird. It just feels like you got like no effort pedalling.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Really good. Go top speed. The brakes are good on it, though.
Yeah, I know.
So, slow down.
Yeah, I'll give it some stick in a minute. Whee. Which way are we going? Oh. Woo! That's fun. It just sort of comes in as a like now. I'm hardly doing anything and I'm not even in any top gear yet. That's so fun. Might have to buy an e-bike adapter kit or something, whatever. As you can tell, I was quite impressed by this, and even though that little short burst there only did like sort of 16, 17 miles an hour, I was actually hardly doing any effort at all. It was bizarre. Really, really strange feeling when you've never experienced that before. It was in turbo mode, so it's going to give you all of the power it could give, you know, instantly kind of thing. You can put it in eco and medium and whatever to give you just a small assistance or, you know, more and more. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. As you can see, you just fly past people without even, you know, and on the hills and stuff like that, it was just actually effortless. So great fun, and I understand it's a very good usable tool to have, especially if you're, you know, you want to ride long distances but have less effort kind of thing. Not so good for keeping fit so much because you can cheat quite a bit. But for me, actually, I haven't ridden for a good month or so, and I was feeling a little bit lethargic and whatever because the weather had been a bit rubbish and stuff like that, and actually got me back riding now. So I've been riding every week now, which is great. It's, you know, getting fitter again, which is really good. So this day here, even I'd walked through the woods, I'd done loads of walking, then we went for a dog walk, then I went for a bike ride. This bike ride actually loosened me up really, really well, and actually it was really good because I actually went riding the next day. I forced myself, right, let's get back on the bike, let's go. So I know it's not photography based, guys, but it's literally just it was a really good day out. Really enjoyed myself. It was lovely seeing friends again because obviously we've been in lockdown for you know, a year basically, and a lot of people we haven't seen or been able to see. You know, so it's just really nice to actually catch up with friends and things like that. So yeah, really, really pleased, and what a lovely day. Oh, maybe. Hello, having fun. Here she comes. Yeah, I'll say, oh, I tried turning around in the garden. I was like, okay, this is like a lock to lock.
Yeah, so it knows like how much.
Like push on, like pressure sensor or whatever. That's bizarre. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's got a bigger battery than those.
Oh cool.
So you do about 60 miles?
60?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like,
Well,
halfway
that is strange. Has it got a tilt sensor in it as well then?
probably no tilt sensor.
Because that felt like it was driving me as soon as I hit the hill. Pressure, I suppose.
Having this on our doorstep.
It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Turbo time. Whoa! Yeah. Big mad if I see a kingfisher right now. Well, that'd be annoying because I don't know camera. Like we did this morning, it just we flew past 3 times and we were like, no, it's not going to stop.
No, they're up there. To be honest, I literally think I've only ever seen one.
Yeah.
Properly.
Go up there next month, they'll probably be there quite a bit, because apparently once they've hatched their babies or whatever, they're more active. Yeah. So all in all, absolutely lovely day. A little bit disappointed we didn't see the kingfishers, but it wasn't the end of the world. There's going to be other times. Love seeing Neil and Becky. It was a really nice day, and you know, it's times like this you just appreciate life a bit and just enjoying yourselves, and you know, even going for a ride. We saw loads of different things. We saw birds on nests. We saw heron and stuff like that as well, but no camera. So sometimes you just appreciate them by looking at them, and it was you know, just really nice to do that. Really nice ride. Let's say we found some rapids. They hadn't been along this bit. This was their sort of first bike ride out, and as they moved near there recently, and they didn't realise it was like rapids. It was just the road, the sort of the bike riding area along the river and everything was absolutely lovely. So really worthwhile going out that day. What's he up to? Is there an ambulance thing there or something, like an air ambulance station? What is it then? Was that a fire? Or is he? Oh, I'll tell you what he might be doing. Is he? Is there power lines anywhere? He might be doing the power lines, yeah. So that was a fantastic day. I said my farewells to Neil and Becky and family, and headed home. And I just had to put this video in because it was quite funny. It just made me laugh because someone was after a bit of a race, and I was just matching his speed and just ignoring him really. But it was quite funny. You'll see it in a second. But yeah, absolutely fabulous day. The sun going down and absolutely beautiful. Even the drive home was actually really quite pleasant. So yeah, really lovely seeing you guys. Just a really fabulous day all in all. Yeah, so I wasn't really sure if that was actually broken or if they'd stuck a Beetle engine in it or something like that. I don't know, it was quite funny. It was a bit of a giggle. But anyway, yeah, driving home, sun going down, and I had to stop somewhere, and I thought, is there a lay-by or somewhere I can pull in or pull off to find this view? Absolutely beautiful, up on the top of the New Forest, the road going through in between. Absolutely lovely, and luckily there was, like, I saw a 1 mile marker, so I could pull in and park, as did about 20 other cars behind me. So yeah, everyone had the same idea, all taking pictures, and absolutely beautiful sunset going down. So it was like it was on fire, the sky, a little bit of cloud and haze and everything like that, a little bit of mist as well. Obviously it's been really quite a warm day. As the sun goes down, everything drops in temperature really quickly, so you end up with a little bit of mist happening there, so it looked really lovely. These are shot. That first shot was actually shot with the RX-10. This one here and the next two are the A7R4 with the 100-400. Really like this tree in the foreground, and just showing the dynamic range there, because obviously I was exposing for the sun pretty much, or in between a little bit, and managed to pull up the shadows a little bit just to bring out the colours there. Just absolutely lovely. So glad I stopped, because it's one of those moments of like, oh, I wish I could stop. And sometimes, or many times, of being on the motorway and stuff like that, you're looking and you're going, oh, photo opportunity of the world, and I can't physically stop anywhere. So waited for that shot there, just as it was coming through the clouds a little bit more. Literally just like fire. Absolutely beautiful. And then headed home. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I know it was a little bit of a long one. This is just for memories and everything like that, as well as obviously trying to get some photos of a kingfisher, which was a little bit of a fail, but not to worry. Go and follow Nick. He supplied me the photo of the kingfisher on the cover page. So thanks for Nick. His Instagram is in the link below in the description, so go and give him a follow. Yeah, so don't forget to click the subscribe button, the little notification bell as well, guys, and I shall see you soon for another video very soon.